If you are 65 and feel like your life is over, please listen to me. My child, I want you to take a deep breath, just one. Let the air fill your lungs and feel the weight of your shoulders as they drop, even if only by a fraction of an inch. I am here. I have been here all along, sitting in the quiet corner of your living room, walking beside you in the hallway where the floorboards creak, and leaning over your shoulder as you look at those old photographs. I see you. I see the person you are at 65, and I see the child you once were, still tucked away inside that weary heart. Before we begin, please like and subscribe to walk with me every day. You feel as though the world has moved on without you, don't you? You look at the digital screens, the fast-paced streets, and the faces of a generation that seems to speak a language you don't quite understand, and you feel like a ghost in your own life. You are 65, and the lie that whispers in your ear at night tells you that your story has already been written. The ink is dry, and the book is closing. But I am the author, and I tell you today that whisper is not my voice. I have seen the tears you shed when no one was looking. I saw the night you sat at the kitchen table, the house finally silent, wondering where the decades went. I saw the pang of regret that hit you when you remembered a word you shouldn't have said, or a chance you didn't take 20 years ago. I know the physical pain that greets you in the morning, the stiffness in your joints that serves as a constant nagging reminder of the passage of time. I do not look at your aging body with judgment, nor do I look at your gray hair as a sign of fading worth. To me, every wrinkle is a map of a journey we have taken together, even when you didn't realize I was holding your hand. You are so tired. I can feel the exhaustion deep in your bones, not just the tiredness of a long day, but the soul weariness of a long life. You have spent 65 years carrying burdens that were never meant for your shoulders. You carried the expectations of your parents, the needs of your children, the pressures of your career, and the heavy, suffocating cloak of what if. You feel that because you are 65, you should have it all figured out by now, and the fact that you still feel lost or broken fills you with a secret shame. Let me take that from you right now. Put it down. You don't have to be strong for me. You don't have to pretend that you aren't scared of the future or hurt by the past. I am not looking for a polished version of you. I am looking for you, the real, raw, aching you. I am here to validate every bit of that sorrow. It is hard to grow older in a world that worships youth. It is lonely to see the circle of your friends and family change as people pass on or move away. It is frightening to feel your independence slipping like sand through your fingers. I want you to know that your pain is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of your humanity, and it is the very thing that draws me closest to you. I am not repelled by your sadness. I am attracted to it. I am the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one who is shivering in the cold of their own regret. If you feel like your life is over at 65, listen to me. I am the God of the resurrection. I specialize in bringing life to things that the world has declared dead. You have been so brave for so long. You have survived storms that would have broken others. You have kept going when you wanted to give up. I saw it all. I saw the sacrifices you made that no one ever thanked you for. I saw the times you chose kindness when you were treated with cruelty. I was there, and I was proud of you. Do not let the enemy tell you that you are a burden. Do not let the modern world convince you that your wisdom is obsolete. You are a treasure in my kingdom. Your life is not a series of mistakes punctuated by a few successes. Your life is a sacred pilgrimage that I have watched with intense, unwavering love. Today, I want you to stop running. Stop trying to fix your life or make up for lost time. Just sit with me. Let my love wash over those parts of your soul that feel brittle and dry. You are safe here. No judgment. No should-haves. Only my arms, opened wide, ready to hold the weight you've been dragging behind you for 65 years. You are not at the end. You are in my presence. And in my presence, there is only the eternal now, where you are forever, my beloved child. I want to talk to you about the how. How did we get here, to this quiet room at 65, where the air feels heavy with the things left unsaid, and the ghosts of versions of yourself that you no longer recognize? You didn't set out to build these walls, did you? You didn't wake up one morning and decide to carry a mountain of silent regret. It happened slowly, like the way the tide pulls the sand out from under your feet, until you realize you are standing in deep water, far from the shore. Life has a way of moving with a terrifying velocity. One moment you were 20, and the world was an open map of possibilities. The next, the decades have stacked up like old newspapers in a dusty attic. I watched you navigate those years. I saw the way the modern world, this loud, clattering machine of progress, began to whisper to you that you were only as valuable as what you could produce, or how much you could provide for those around you. You took those whispers to heart. You began to measure your worth by the stability of your home, the success of your children, or the balance in your accounts. And in that constant striving, you lost sight of the me that lives inside of you. The world stole your peace, my child. It offered you worry in exchange for your wonder. It gave you the isolation of independence when I created you for the intimacy of my presence. You spent years building a fortress of self-reliance because you were taught that asking for help was a weakness. But those walls you built to keep out the pain also kept out the light. They kept me at a distance, standing at the door and knocking, while you were too busy trying to fix everything on your own. And then there is the silence. At 65, the silence can be deafening. It's the silence of a house that used to be full of voices, or the silence of a phone that doesn't ring as often as it once did. In that silence, the enemy of your soul loves to play back the highlight reel of your failures. He reminds you of the person you didn't forgive, the apology you didn't give, the child you feel you failed, or the dream you buried in the backyard of your life. He wants you to believe that this silence is my judgment. But I want you to remember something I promised you a very long time ago. My word is not a dusty history book. It is a living contract with your soul. In Psalm 71:9, I heard you when you prayed. Do not cast me away when I am old. Do not forsake me when my strength is gone. And I want you to hear my answer in verse 18. Even when I am old and gray, do not forsake me, my God, till I declare your power to the next generation, your mighty acts to all who are to come. Do you see? Your age is not a reason for me to discard you. It is the very reason I am doubling my commitment to you. Your failing strength is not a barrier to my grace. It is the canvas upon which my strength is perfectly displayed. The world sees a person who is past their prime, but I see a vessel that has finally been emptied of the ego and the noise of youth, making it finally large enough to hold the fullness of my peace. We got lost in the doing. You spent 65 years doing, achieving, failing, and trying again. You allowed the worries of this life to choke the seed of my joy within you. You let the weight of the world become a literal physical burden on your heart. You feel guilty because you think you should have been more spiritual or more successful by now. But I am not a boss looking at a performance review. I am your father looking at his child who has wandered into a thicket of thorns. You are 65, and you are tired of the game. You are tired of pretending that you are okay when you feel like a hollow shell. I want you to understand that the weight you feel is actually the pressure of my love trying to break through those walls of self-protection. The reason you feel so unsettled is that you were never meant to carry your own life. You were meant to be carried by me. The isolation of this modern age has tried to convince you that you are obsolete. It has tried to make you feel like a burden to those you love. This is a lie from the pit of darkness. Your presence, your prayers, and your hard-won wisdom are the very things this broken world needs most, even if they don't know it yet. The weight is not your identity. The regret is not your name. You are mine, and I am here to peel back the layers of these heavy decades and show you the beauty that I have preserved inside of you, untouched by the world's cold hands. My dear child, I want you to look at me, not with the eyes of a fearful servant, but with the eyes of a child looking at their father. We have walked through the valley of your weariness and identified the heavy stones of regret you've been carrying in your pockets. But now we reach the turning point. At 65, you might think the clock is your enemy, that every tick is a reminder of what is lost. But I am the creator of time, and I do not work within the frantic, narrow limits of a human calendar. In my kingdom, Grace is not a reward for a life well lived. It is a gift for a heart that has finally stopped trying to save itself. You feel that it is too late to start over, to find peace, or to be used for something great. You think that because the sun is beginning to set on your 65th year, the light is gone. But listen to my voice. I can do more with the sunset of your life than you did with all the strength of your noon. The world tells you that redemption is earned through decades of penance. I tell you that redemption is a finished work that I bought with my own blood, and it is available to you in the blink of an eye. You don't need another 65 years to make things right with me. You don't need to go back and fix every mistake of your 30s or 40s. I have already stepped into your past. I have already walked through those memories that make you wince, and I have covered them with my mercy. When I look at your life, I don't see a ledger of debts. I see a child I am eager to comfort. This is the miracle of my grace. It is timeless. Whether you came to me in the first hour of your life, or you come to me now, in the 11th hour, the reward is the same. My peace is not divided up based on how many years you served. It is poured out in full measure to anyone who simply says, I am tired and I need you. You have been mourning the wasted years. You look back and see seasons where you felt distant from me, or where you let bitterness take root. You feel that those years are lost. But I am the God who restores what the locusts have eaten. I can take the pain of your past and turn it into the oil of your anointing. I can take the very mistakes you are most ashamed of and use them as the bridge to help someone else who is drowning in the same sea. Your scars are not signs of shame. They are the credentials of a survivor who has been touched by the healer. At 65, you are in a sacred position. You are finally at a place where the distractions of the world are losing their luster. The success that once seemed so vital now feels hollow. This isn't a tragedy, it's a clearing of the path. I am stripping away the clutter so that you can finally see me clearly. I am offering you a new covenant for this season of your life. I am offering to exchange your anxiety for my rest, your guilt for my righteousness, and your fear of the end for my promise of the beginning. Never believe the lie that your usefulness is over. Some of my greatest friends in the scriptures didn't even begin their true mission until they were much older than you are now. I don't see your age as a limitation. I see it as a ripeness. You are like a fruit that has finally reached its full sweetness because of the heat and the storms it has endured. Do you feel that flutter in your chest? That is my spirit reminding you that you are still alive for a reason. You are still breathing because I still have a purpose for you. And that purpose is not to do more, but to be mine, to sit in the sunlight of my love and let it heal the cracks in your soul, to realize that the peace that passes all understanding isn't something you find at the end of a long struggle. It's something you receive the moment you stop struggling. I am reaching out my hand to you right now. I am inviting you to step out of the prison of what if and into the freedom of I am. I am with you. I am for you. And the grace I am pouring over you today is fresh, it is new, and it is more than enough to cover every single day you have left on this earth, and all the eternity that follows. The turning point is here. You don't have to carry the weight anymore. I have already carried it to the cross. Now let me carry you, my beloved child. We have stood together in the shadows of your past, and felt the warmth of my grace breaking through the clouds. Now, as you stand here at 65, you might be asking, but Lord, how do I live this out? How do I walk in this peace when the world is still loud and my body still aches? I want to give you a simple, loving path, not a list of chores to burden you, but a way to rest your soul and mind every single day. First, I want you to practice the sacred surrender of the morning. When you wake up and feel that first heavy thought of worry, or the stiff reminder of your age, I want you to simply whisper my name. Say, Jesus, I am yours. In that moment, imagine you are handing me a heavy backpack you've been wearing all night. You don't need to figure out the whole day or the next 10 years. You only need to walk with me through the next hour. I will give you daily bread, not decade bread. Trust me for the strength you need for this moment, and you will find that the mountain of the future shrinks into a small, manageable hill. Second, I want you to sanctify your silence. When the house is quiet and you feel that creeping shadow of loneliness, do not turn on the television to drown it out with noise. Instead, invite me into the quiet. Say to me, Lord, Tell me what you see when you look at me, and then listen. I will speak to you through the peace in your heart, through the beauty of a bird outside your window, or through a memory of kindness that I bring to your mind. Use your solitude as a sanctuary where you and I can talk like old friends. You are never alone when you are with the one who knitted you together in your mother's womb. Third, I want you to release the debt of the past. If there is someone you haven't forgiven, including yourself, let it go today. Holding on to bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. At 65, your heart is too precious to be a storehouse for old grudges. Say, Lord, I give this person, this mistake to you. I choose to be free. When you forgive, you aren't saying what happened was okay. You are saying that I am a big enough judge and a kind enough healer to handle it. Lastly, I want you to declare my power. You still have a voice, and that voice carries the weight of 65 years of experience. Share your story. Tell someone, a grandchild, a neighbor, or even a stranger, about a time I carried you through a storm. When you testify of my goodness, you aren't just helping them. You are sealing my peace in your own soul. You are declaring that your life has meaning, that your journey matters, and that the God who held you then is holding you now. My child, your life is not over. It is transitioning into its most beautiful chapter, the one where you finally stop running and start resting. I am not finished with you. I am just getting started with the version of you that knows how much it needs me. Walk with me, talk with me. Let my love be the air you breathe. The best is not behind you. The best is me, and I am right here. Would you like to continue our walk together every day? I invite you to leave your burden right here in the comments below. Simply type, I receive your peace, Lord. I also invite you to subscribe to this channel so that we can walk this path of grace together, side by side, every single day. You are never alone, and your journey with me has only just begun.